Navy Fed actually pulls TransUnion, and as of right now, they don't actually offer a personal line of credit. So we wanted to have I wanted to give you a list of Navy Fed personal line of credit alternative for bad credit. Okay, so basically we're talking about credit unions that actually pull TransUnion for personal line of credit for bad credit. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So the first one I want to share with you is Service. So Service is a great credit union. We love the fact that Service has been around for a while. We love the customer service. Service is just fantastic. Now, when you talk about Service pulls TransUnion, and they will actually approve you for a personal line of credit with a FICO score that starts at 575. So sometimes they can go all the way to 550 if you've been with them for like at least 5 years and you've had consistent cash inflows and cash outflows. So we're talking about, for example, having direct deposit with them. If you have a direct deposit into a Service credit union account, this will boost your chances like crazy. So this is really good. So we're talking about a personal line of credit that you can be approved for, and Service will pull TransUnion. And what we love about the Service is that, in addition to personal lines of credit, Service also offers personal loans. So basically, if you apply for a personal line of credit and for some reason you don't qualify for this line of credit, you can just apply for the loan. And the cool thing about the loan is that the loan actually can approve you all the way to $50,000. And Service is really fast. Like, if you were to compare Service across the landscape of credit unions, especially military credit union, by the way, Service is a military credit union, but you don't have to be in the military or be affiliated with the military to qualify. I'll talk about membership later on, but what I want to say here is that you can actually be approved for up to $50,000. So that's for the personal loan, but you can also be approved for a personal line of credit. Now, the personal line of credit, they'll give you maximum $25,000, but hey, listen, it is still good. The good thing, as I said before, Service tends to approve you real fast. We're talking about 2 days maximum. 2 days maximum. So you have the option personal line of credit or a personal loan, and Service pulls TransUnion. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo about Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternatives, and this is kind of cool. So if you want to qualify for a Service personal line of credit for bad or fair credit, this is really good. You actually, the first thing you have to do here is that you have to give them a call. Okay, you can't actually just apply. I mean, you can apply online, but it's just a lot easier to call Service and actually start the conversation. And if you are lucky to live in the vicinity of a Service credit union branch, just go to the branch. It's just a lot easier. It's a lot faster too. Now, be aware that in some cases, Service might charge you an origination fee or an application fee, and it really depends, because what they do is that it depends. First of all, it depends on three things. It depends on how much you wanna borrow for your personal line of credit. It depends on the time window. Like, if you want to have the line of credit available or open for 3 years versus 5 years versus 10 years, they might charge you. And it also depends on basically your relationship, the length of your relationship with Service. Okay, as I said before, Service is a military credit union, or let's just say a law enforcement credit union, and they're very methodical. They do their underwriting very methodically. We love that. And we've seen people actually qualify for personal line of credit all the way to $45,000, although the average in our research shows it's around $25,000 maximum. Okay, so but Service will ask for your credit score. So we're talking about minimum credit score of 550 all the way to 600. So if you have a great relationship with Service, then you can actually afford. Let me just say it this way: you can afford to have a low credit score. So they might look at your file, even if you have 550, 560, 575. And so pay attention to, you want to have your pay stubs. You want to have your tax returns. So tax returns for the last 3 years. You want to have pay stubs. You want to have proof of employment. If you have proof of employment, that's fine. Okay. But you have to contact Service. Okay. Now, anybody can qualify for membership. I want you to see on the screen here. Basically, there are many ways to become a member of Service Credit Union. So membership is open to anyone. Okay, so if you're in the military, fine. But if you're not in the military or you're not affiliated with the military, you can actually be a member of something called the American Consumer Council. It's a nonprofit. Okay, just or you can be a member of the Financial Fitness Association. It's a nonprofit. Anybody can qualify. So once you become a member of the FFA or the ACC, you can use that membership. You have to take a screenshot and you show it to service, and you are in. You will be in. Not a problem. I want to talk to you now about Connexus. So Connexus is another Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternative. So basically, what we love about Connexus is that Connexus gives you access to a lot of loans and also lines of credit. So when you talk about a Connexus personal line of credit, you can actually get this with a FICO score of 550. FICO score of 550. This is really great. So this is, in essence, a Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternative. So the cool thing about Connexus is that you actually can be approved, like they call this flexible line amount, and you can be approved all the way to $25,000. Okay, this is really good. But the thing is that they usually give you like around $15,000 maximum, unless you have a good deposit with them. Like you have a good checking, like a well furnished checking accounts with them, then Connexus will work with you. But they will start you like from $3,000 all the way to $15,000. And Connexus is available, like Connexus membership is available to everybody in the country. I'll speak about the membership later on, but it's nothing complicated. You don't have to be affiliated to any industry. You don't have to have any sort of biology, psychology, profession, whatever, or geography. You will qualify no matter where you live. Okay, no matter what you do, no matter where you worship, and so on and so forth. So just want to remember, with Connexus, the personal line of credit is called Flex Line, and if you have a large deposit with Connexus, they will consider you for something called the Flex Plus line of credit. So the Flex Line, you have $3,000 to $15,000. For the Flex Plus line of credit, you can qualify for anything between $5,000 all the way to $25,000. So this is really good. In terms of payments, minimum payments are 2% of the balance the balance outstanding. And this is an unsecured line of credit. So no collateral is required. Okay. And there are no annual fees. And you also have the ability to do bi-weekly payment options. So this is kind of fine if you want it. Let's say instead of making one monthly payment, you can say, you know what, based on my liquidity, based on my my cash inflows, I want to do 2 bi-weekly payments. So this is kind of cool. Now, if you are interested in anything I'm telling you, call right now 1-800-845-5025. 1-800-845-5025. So let's talk about how do you get a line of credit at Connexus. Remember, we're speaking about a FICO score minimum of 550, and you have a maximum line of credit of $25,000 if you are in the Flex, if you're considered for the Flex Plus line of credit. But if you're just going for the Connexus regular Flex line of credit, the range here is $3,000 all the way to $15,000. And the thing is that with Connexus, what we love about Connexus here is that, by the way, I want you to look on the screen right now. So for Connexus, there is no sort of restriction in terms of eligibility. So you can actually qualify. If you don't qualify based on their preliminary criteria, you can actually qualify if you give a $5 donation to the Connexus Association. Okay, so there's a nonprofit called the Connexus Association, and you just have to donate $5 to that charity, and you are in. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to live in New York, in Illinois, in Florida, whatever. You don't have to live in a certain geography to qualify for this. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this personal line of credit, you can get it if you have 550. Just make sure that you have your pay stubs. Connexus likes you to have at least to justify at least $1,000 in income every month. We're speaking about gross income though. So gross income $1,000, and you have to be in your current job for 6 months at least. Now, Connections doesn't ask you for a full-time job. Like, they don't have restrictions on the length of the length or tenure of the job. They just want you to have to have a job and to prove that you have a job. So just be ready. They will ask you to show proof of employment. They will ask you to show proof of income. They'll ask you to show proof of tax return compliance. So that, I mean, they'll ask you to provide the last 3 years of tax returns, which means that you need to file tax returns, your 1040 for the last 3 years. And so this is pretty much it. Nothing complicated here. And but with Connections, things can go really fast as well. Really fast. I want to talk to you about BECU. So BECU is really a great credit union. What we love about BECU is that it is a great Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternative. So BECU actually also pulls TransUnion, and BECU is also a very they are very generous. They will give you a personal line of credit that really revolves around $25,000. In some cases, they can go all the way to $50,000, but it depends on the relationship you have with them. Okay, and by the way, BECU stands for Boeing Employees Credit Union, but you don't have to be affiliated with Boeing to qualify. I'll speak about the eligibility qualification later on. But what I want to say here is that with BECU, you get your cash real fast, and you can use your personal line of credit. BECU will get you in with a FICO score of 560. So minimum FICO score of 560. So again, we are in the bad credit category here, and so BECU you can use the cash for anything you can think about. You can use the cash for debt consolidation, for emergency cash, for non-sufficient fund, overdraft protection, for a lot of things. It really depends, depends on you. And so we've seen people who actually got a personal line of credit from BECU, and they use that line of credit for home improvement, for all kinds of stuff. Okay, and the point I'm trying to make here is that with BECU, things are really fast. And but BECU wants you to be with them for at least 1 year before you can qualify for a line of credit. Like they need to see a full year of cash inflows and cash outflows out of your account, cash inflows into your account, cash outflows out of your account, to have a clear idea about your liquidity, to have a clear idea about your cash movements. Okay, and so you can apply actually online if you are an existing member. You can apply. You can just log into your account, or you can call 1-800-233-2328, 233-2328. And so the minimum payment with a BECU personal line of credit will be 2% or $25 of the outstanding balance as of the 16th of each month or end of the billing cycles. And payments will be automatically withdrawn from the account you designate on the 15th of each month. So just be clear about that. Yes. So how do you qualify for a BECU personal line of credit? Again, this is a great Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternative. And so if you can't really get a Navy Fed personal line of credit, and you can actually get the BECU one, and maximum $25,000. And the cool thing is with BECU, you only need 3 things. You need proof of employment, you need personal financial statements, and you need your tax return. That's all. So we're talking about, for your personal financial statement, we're speaking about, your personal income statement or your personal balance sheet. But all these things is just, is taken care of if you have direct deposit coming into a BECU account. If you have direct deposit coming into a BECU account, you basically are telling BECU that you are working, you are making money, and you are being paid every 2 weeks or every week or whatever. So you're talking about the frequency also. This is really good. And so BCU things tend to go faster. You can get approved within 24 hours. This is really fine. But BCU wants you to be with them for at least 1 year. So be clear about that. And so who can really join BCU? I want you to look right now on the screen here. So with BCU, the thing is that you can either qualify through geography. So if you live in Washington State, in Oregon or Idaho, or you can you can actually qualify through professional affiliation. So if you have some kind of affiliation with the Boeing company, you will qualify. If not, you can actually qualify through a charity. So basically, you can choose the charity that you want, and so you have the BCU Foundation. You can actually donate to that foundation, and you are in. You become a member. Sorry about that. You have another foundation. It's called the Go West Foundation. So the Go West Foundation is a great foundation also, and you can donate to that foundation, and you are in. And then you have another one called KESP. So KESP also is kind of cool. And you also have the Seahawkers Central Council. So what I'm trying to say here is you have a constellation of charities that you can donate to, and you are in. So if you really want to become a BCU member, not a problem at all. You don't need to live in Washington State. You don't need to live in Oregon. You don't need to live in Idaho to qualify. So yeah, so this is just fantastic. Another Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternative that I want you to consider is teachers. So teachers has a personal line of credit, and so they will qualify you with a FICO score minimum of 550. And teachers also pulls TransUnion for personal lines of credit and personal loans. And the cool thing is teachers will qualify you for a maximum line of credit amount of $25,000, and this is kind of cool. But I mean, if you want, this is unsecured. If you want a secured line of credit from teachers, then you can actually go all the way to $500,000, or in some cases, I mean, everything depends upon the value of the collateral that you are posting, right? It can be a savings account, it can be a retirement account, it can be an investment account. So this is kind of cool. But what I want to say here is that basically you can access your teacher's line of credit via your checking account. Also, withdrawals from your available balance can be made at any of teachers' ATMs. This is kind of fine. And you can also transfer available funds from your line of credit to your checking or savings account by using teachers' telephone banking service or online banking. So this is kind of cool. And what we love about teachers, we love the flexibility. We love the speed of approval. We love the fact that and teachers, again, as I said, 550, that's the minimum. You got to show the three things that I just spoke about. Also, for other credit unions, you have to show proof of employment. So proof of employment / income, your proof of tax return compliance, and also you have to show that you have been with teachers for at least 6 months. So with teachers, the minimum history, if you will, membership history with them is 6 months. Okay. And one thing I want to say is that it's just better to apply for this line of credit online. Not a problem. Just log into your account and apply for this line of credit. And again, teachers tend to be really fast in terms of its underwriting decision. So you might get a response from them within 24 hours. We've seen people who actually got approved within 48 hours, but the decision came within 24 hours. So this is really fine. And we also love the fact that teachers is constantly they're constantly increasing their limits. So maybe, if you have a great relationship with them, you could be approved for a personal line of credit that's above $25,000. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let me quickly do a recap here. So I spoke to you about some Navy Federal bad credit personal line of credit alternatives that you can consider. So number 1, I have Service. Number 2, I have Connexus. Number 3, I have BECU. And number 4, I have Teachers. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.